Hello, beautiful people. How are you? I hope we're all doing well. Uh, First of all, let me show you my Mother's Day's gift from church. Sometimes when you're planning something, God just shows you signs and tell you He's in this with you. So here is my gift. Before now, I was thinking that when I get to Nigeria, I'm going to buy, this akete that Hausa people always wear on their head that covers your face. Because when I was in Nigeria, when I was practicing, if you see my pictures, you will run away. I look like, I look like all these mala, those mala that have gone through it. I was so black because of the sun, direct exposure to sun. Even though I was using sunscreen, it wasn't working as high as SPF. Is it 40 or something? It wasn't working. So I had a plan that when I go back now, I will buy the akete. But luckily, fortunately, as God will have it, this my Mother's Day gift. So it goes like that. So I don't need to buy akete again. This is my akete. I'm not gonna be a black engineer. This will protect me from the sun, to protect my face, protect my neck from the sun. So this is a sign that me and God were in this together. So congratulate me for making the right decision. Today, I want to, I think I've been saying this, I will do a video on steps that I took towards my relocation. So maybe I should just do that one today. Okay, let's do that today. Okay, so the steps that I took towards my relocation. So, but here is the thing. A lot of these things were not a step I constantly took. One thing about me, I am very, very, very spontaneous when it comes to decision making. I might be working right now, something just drop in my mind. I'll just think about it, call my partner. I think I want to do this. And he'll be like, oh, that's a good idea. You go ahead. And before you know it, immediately I start acting towards it and I'll do it. So, like I said, I've been thinking about relocating since 2020. I already knew that. No, right from start, I found it difficult to settle. I wasn't just feeling it. I wasn't feeling it because I had it going on for me in Nigeria. I loved what I was doing and I didn't feel like I had any problems in Nigeria. I didn't feel that way. I was content in Nigeria with the life I had. So coming here, it was as if I ignored my life to come and do something I don't even understand. So because of that, I wasn't even feeling it at all. So fast forward, I was hoping that, oh, maybe it's because I don't have my paper yet. Maybe once I have my paper, I had my paper and yeah, I started making money and I realized that I was still not happy despite the money. So then I told myself definitely I was going to go back home sometime, someday. But then something led to something. I started telling myself, never. What are they doing in Nigeria? I can never go back to Nigeria. But I want to believe that was out of what I was going through at the time because I was kind of angry with what happened to me in Nigeria. And of course, in my heart of heart, I knew that I wasn't satisfied with the life here in America. But then I was just angry at everything happening. That was why I started saying never. But after a while, I became a little healed. And then I started thinking about Nigeria again. But I didn't know what was going to happen in terms of relationship or marriage. So I just kept it open. I didn't know who it was going to be, if it was going to be Nigerian or American. But I knew that a day will come. I wasn't just settled. I wasn't. So I couldn't specifically tell myself that at so time I was going to go back. But a time came, I think that was late 2020. I started to feel it again that there was a need to go back home. But then I thought it was going to be something that would be long. So I thought it was going to be a retirement plan. So I didn't act towards it, but I just knew that I was going to go back. But fast forward to 2021, 22. Yeah, fast forward to 2022. Then it became stronger, but then I still didn't have a timeline. I was still thinking it was going to be a retirement thing. So that same 2022, early 2022 was when me and my partner met. And then, that same 2022, I got pregnant. And then while I was pregnant, I fell off the staircase because the carpet they used for my stairs was not a good one. It was slippery, kind of. So I fell off the staircase. I went to the ER because when I fell, I peed on my body. But I didn't know I peed. I thought it was my water that broke. So I went to the ER. They were testing me to make sure that it wasn't really the water that broke. If it was the water that broke, they had to do an emergency C-section just to bring out the baby. The baby was only, I think it was only 4 months. Yeah, 4 months. So then, 4 months, I had my business, but I didn't have steady employee. They used to come and go. Just whenever I was busy, they would come and help out. But then I was in the ER. I didn't know I would need help. It was on a Sunday. I didn't know I was going to need help on Monday because what I had, I could do it myself. So me, I'm one thing I hate most in my life is disappointing my customer, disappointing people that depend on me. I don't like it at all. I hate people feeling disappointed because of me. I don't like it. So I would do everything in my power to make sure you get the service you ask for from me. So while I was in that ER on the bed, they were still carrying out all their tests. We got there around to 9 p.m. or past 8. And we were there till about 3 a.m. And all I was doing was thinking about my customers, thinking about I didn't want to disappoint them. I didn't want to call out on them. But at the same time, my health was extremely important. And I was there thinking, I called a friend, the person that did my hair, she does my hair. I called her if she could help me, and she was like, oh, that her boss was not going to be around, that she had to cover for her boss too. Then I called my part-time employee if she could help. She was like, oh, because I didn't tell her before, she had made other plans for the day. And I was there in the ER thinking that, wait, let's even assume that the water actually broke and they had to do emergency C-section. The baby was going to be in the NICU for months, and I would have to be going in and out of NICU. My business would be unsettled. My life would be unsettled. And the business cannot survive without me being there. And I told myself, if the business cannot survive without me, then I don't have to have the business in that space. That was what changed my life completely. I got out of that ER. I went home, middle of the night. We got home around 4 a.m. that day. But because I don't want to disappoint my customers, I still got dressed. They just told me to buy Tylenol, that everything was okay, that just because of the body pain, I should just buy Tylenol. I got dressed. I went to my shop. I attended to my customers. But my mind was already made. I was closing that shop. I made up my mind right on that hospital bed. And I was still contemplating because I spent so much money to open this business. I spent so much money. It cost me about $100,000 to put my shop together. It was big. I filled it up. There was a time I had an employee that was paying per hour because I was still working at my job. It was when I knew that this business was already at that point where I had to leave my job and attend to it. That was when I resigned from my job and focused on the business. And that was when I let go of my employee because I was like, okay, there was no more income from a job that I could use to sustain myself and the employee if I needed to. But let me focus on it myself. If I need to hire another person after, then I would. So it became just me. So I was talking to one of my customers. We became really, really close. She's American. We talk a lot. So she called me that day, that Monday, and we were just gisting. I was getting ready to go to the shop actually. Early in the morning, she said her spirit just told her to call me. So we were gisting and I told her everything that happened that Sunday night. And I told her, you know what, I'm thinking of closing this business. And she was like, oh no, you spent so much money, this and that. So I told her that what is really getting me angry is the fact that I cannot leave somebody there and just go where I want to go. So she said, even she is not going to allow any other person to touch her head apart from me because she doesn't really get satisfied whenever any other person did it. So I'm like, okay, let's even assume I found an employee, someone that is ready to stay full time. It's people like you that will run the business down because you want just me. We were there talking about this thing and a customer just called. She texted. I was on the phone with my American friend, and a customer texted one of the people we did their hair on Saturday, and she was complaining about the hair she did on Saturday. And I said, what happened? But I asked you before you left the shop that, did you like it? Are you okay? She said, she told me she liked it, but she just got home and realized that she didn't like it anymore. I said, why? I saw that hair before you left. It was nice. It looked nice. She said, it's not like it doesn't look nice. It's just, she just doesn't like it because it wasn't me that did it. That was the last straw for me. I was like, if all of you want only me, then there's no point having a 1,650 square foot space for the business. Let's take it home. I can't be paying over $2,000 for my shop every month and I'm the only one working. How am I going to be wealthy doing that? I need to have my money working for me. I can't be doing everything. The maximum I can make in a day, if I do it alone, I make $400 or $500. So if I make that, I pay shop, I pay a mortgage, I do this, do that. How am I supposed to make money? But if I have other people working for me, I'm making the one I can make on my own. I'm making from other people's money too, the commission I get from them, then that sounds better. But now that all of you want just me, then let's close the shop. Let's take it home. So that's like, so that customer's lamentation was just like a confirmation that, girl, close this thing. So I got off the phone from that American lady and I was going to give it a last chance, like put a sign outside that a brother is needed. So I was on my way to Office Depot and I called my friend, very good friend, God bless her soul. And I was telling her about this thing. She also owned a restaurant beside me. I helped her got the restaurant. When the restaurant I was talking about, that a vegan guy owned it for over 8 years and he wanted to sell it. So I called my friend to come and buy it actually. So I was on my way to Office Depot and I just told her that, Kelly, see what I'm going through, see what I think I felt last night, see what happened. And she was like, Kenny, I won't lie to you, business is hard. But you've spent so much money in that place and I would like for you to give it a shot. That all those customers that want just me, I can book them for myself. But any new customers that is coming, I should allow the employees and do them so that they won't get used to how I do my stuff and then start insisting on wanting me to do their hair. So I'm like, okay, that sounds like a plan. Let me give it a shot, put a sign outside for the last time. And I told her, thank you, thank you. You won't believe I drove to Office Depot. I parked my car at their parking lot. Instead of me to turn off the engine and get down, I just made a U-turn. I said, Kenny, I am done. That was what I told myself, that I'm not buying any chalk. I'm going home. I'm done. So that was November 14, 15. I gave my landlord a notice. I wanted to reach an agreement, a payment plan, but they were proving stubborn. I'm like, you cannot stop me. I'm not completing any lease. I'm out of here. Well, if you like, take it. What I'm offering you, I can pay you 3 months. If you don't want to take it and insisting I have to pay the whole lease, you can take it to rental this thing. At this point, I don't care. I just want to be out of here. So, January came, January 2023, I just closed it. I closed it. I went home. I started doing my business from home. Everything I was selling, took it to my garage, and that was it. People want to buy, I sell from the garage. I listed some on Facebook Marketplace. But a lot of them, when I wanted to sell my house, I took it to the dumpster. I just dumped everything. So, fast forward, I'm so grateful I closed that shop. That was the best decision I made in 2023. Where am I going with all these stories? I am a very spontaneous person. Once my spirit starts telling me something, I do it without hesitating. People around me will think I'm crazy, but I'm the one that knows how I'm feeling about that thing my spirit is telling me. I'm glad I listened to my spirit and not listened to the people. Even my pastor told me, oh, why did you close it? You should have told me before you close it. I said, Pastor, I intentionally did not tell you so that you will not tell me Holy Spirit said I shouldn't close it. I'm the one that knows why I needed to close it. Fast forward, I had a baby. We had so many complications. I was in and out of hospital. And if I did not close that shop in January, maybe I would have been evicted because I wouldn't have time for it, for the business, for anything. So I don't want to go into that. 2024 came. Something led to something. I did not sell my house because of relocation, but I'm glad I sold my house. Don't forget, I said I've been thinking about relocating to Nigeria, and I never had a timeline to it. So, but when I'm glad I closed my shop because economy got messed up. After 2022, if you all paid attention, late 2023, economy got messed up. People could not afford a lot of things anymore. Prices of things started skyrocketing. Houses, cars, grocery, things started becoming so expensive that people really care about their hair. All they just wanted was feed, pay their rent, pay their utilities. So I had loss in hours. I wasn't making as much money as I was making before. So, and thank God my bill had reduced because about $3,000 from the shop, both rent, utilities, and other bills, then about 4K that I was using to stock up things that were finishing. I count that as a bill because people could have said, after all, you were selling that 4K from the stuff you sold. It doesn't work like that with retail. People that do retail will understand. One item is finishing. When you buy it, you're not only buying that item, you're buying more items. So I count that as a bill. So fast forward, I'm glad I didn't have so much expenses because when I stay at the shop, my monthly expenses was running to around 10,000 a month. So closing the shop was like half of the expenses was out. So late 2023, I lost in hours. It was crazy. That was where my shift came. And I told myself that despite all the money I made in America, so a loss in hour could show me that you are one step away from being homeless. If you don't manage it well, if you have a loss in job, loss in hours, your income reduces, you are one step away from losing everything you ever worked for in this country. That was where my shift came from. That was when I told myself I was leaving in 2027. I just needed time to put things together in Nigeria. So, something happened in 2024. No, late 2023, I told myself I wasn't living in 2027 anymore because it became so tough. And I told myself I was living in 2025. everything became smoother again. My tax refund is always very, 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 very good. And as a business owner, there's always some benefits you can always get. There are benefits you can get as business owners. If you need information about that, you can email me. There's no information I can give online. So, fast forward, I cleared everything. I had a huge money coming. I cleared everything. I became okay again. Early 2024, late 2023 was the toughest year I ever lived in America. But 2024, I bounced back. Everything became nice again. But because of what I saw in 2023, like a little thing can get you depressed in this country. Just one single mistake, it can be over for you. Then I saw that. I'm like, no, I don't want to live like this. I don't want to live my life in fear. I don't want to be scared of, oh, this must not be. No, 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 no. So even though everything bounced back, I told myself 2025, I'm out of here. But I didn't know what to do. I was still thinking I was going to rent my house out when I go. I already started doing land banking in Nigeria from that late 2023 when everything became tough. What I did was I started land banking, 100,000, 200,000, like installment payment. That was what I did. So that was one of the steps I took towards my relocation plan, because I didn't know what I was going to do in Nigeria yet. But I was like, okay, let me just start land banking. I started land banking. Then something happened in April of 2021. I received a call and I was at risk of losing my house. I don't want to go into that. So, yeah, I don't want to go into that. That same moment I received that text message, that same moment I went to the bank, did something. I came back home. I called my realtor immediately. I want to sell my house. She was like, don't sell it. You're in a good area. Blah, 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 blah. Girl, do you want to sell? You want me to go to another realtor? She said, okay, I'm going to come look at it. We looked at it. That was on a Saturday. She came on a Sunday to look at it. There was a house for sale in my street. We went to see it just to see the difference between that house and mine. And I had already renovated my house to my taste because I didn't know something would happen that would make me sell the house. We listed the house May 2nd. I can never forget. It was last Saturday in April that text message came in that I called my realtor also. So we put the house together. Thank God I already renovated, so we didn't need any extra time to do that. I just cleaned it. We booked pictures. May 2nd, it was online for sale. May 22nd, we closed on that house. 20 days, because my neighborhood is hot cake. 20 days, we closed on that house. Immediately, my house was under contract. I just went to rent an apartment. Guess what? I rented a one-bedroom. 14 months lease. And that was when I now put a date to my relocation. That by the time this lease is expired, I'm out of here. 14 months, which will be July of this year. Matter of fact, July 17. I can tell you that. I'm not scared to say that, because I already went to my apartment and told them I can't leave July 17 anymore, that I need to leave by so date, because that is the peak season for my business. I cannot live in the middle of peak season. I like money. I love money. Peak season for braiders, you can make $700 a day. So right now I'm super broke. I just thought about it, that why should I leave America broke when there's an opportunity to spend just a few more weeks and make good money that I can travel with. So that's the reason for the change from July. So what am I driving at? I did not sell my house because of relocation. But if I tell you that was one of the best decisions I made in 2024, selling that house, because that was a change. That was what changed everything for me. My partner has been pushing for me to do real estate. He has been pushing for it because he didn't know how good I was. When we just met, I used to tell him, oh, the things I did in Nigeria, And he was confused about how can you claim you are that good and you're here doing hair. He didn't believe it because he knows me as Kenny the braider. So when I wanted to do my backyard at my house, I wanted to do artificial grass because I hated the fact that I always had to spend money to cut my grass. If it rained, everywhere was always muddy. I didn't like that. So I thought about doing artificial grass. And people were quoting me $22,000 because I had a big backyard. They were quoting me $22,000. I said, on top of waiting, I'm a builder, I can do this thing. I just ordered my grass from China. That cost me less than $2,000. And then I went to landscaping, all these people that sell landscaping materials. I went to order sand. And the guy was trying to tell me the sand to order. I said, no, this is the type of sand I wanted. And my partner was on the phone then. So I was explaining to the guy the behavior of every type of sand or every type of soil. So I told him, what is it called? Laterite, this is how it behaves. Sand, this is how it behaves. Gravel, this is how it behaves. The guy just gave up that, okay, you know what you're doing. Buy, what do you want to buy? Then I told him what I wanted to buy. I bought the exact quantity that I needed because I calculated the quantity of sand that I needed. I bought the exact quantity. I already bought my U-shaped nail from China. I did my backyard for less than $6,000. Labor and material. And my partner saw it and he was like, ooh, he didn't know I was this good. That was when he started pushing for me to go back to my career. I'm grateful to him. He's the reason I'm back to doing my construction today. And after then, I did my backyard first. Then when I now did my inside, I transformed my house. I transformed that house. And that was when flipping idea came to me in America. I didn't really have enough money as of then because, you can be house broke. After I bought my house, I was so broke. So, because I dropped so much money because of business, they were feeling insecure that my business was not up to 5 years yet, this and that. They made me drop so much down payment. So, because he wanted me to do it so bad, he collaborated with me with this on flipping. And then when Nigeria putting a time to it came, when I sold that house, I just changed everything. I paid credit card and the rest of it was gone to Naira. That was how I bought all those acres that I started using for my real estate. So step number 2, putting a timeline to it and buying those acres of land. That acre that we're selling right now, in case you don't know, I advertised some acres of land that we couldn't use it for an estate anymore. We are still selling. Some people have bought, some people are still in talks, and we are still selling. So that was the one I bought. And then there was this one they showed me. I really loved the place because there was nice houses along that road. I just bought it because the road that passes through the front, they've not done it. But I like the fact that that place is in town. It's highly developed. So I didn't allow that road to discourage me because I know Nigerian government, they can wake up tomorrow and do the road. And once they do that road, that place will double. So I just bought it, 10 acres. And I said, let me just buy it and keep. That 13 acres that we're selling now as acres and plots, that's the one I wanted to start with. But because of, I don't know what happened. I don't know what came over me. It was that 10 acres that we now started instead of the 14. So that was step number 2. And if I tell you, that was the best decision I made in 2024. So the fact that I started doing something pushed me to start doing more. So don't forget, I left my house, over $2,000 mortgage, to now come and rent a 1-bedroom apartment for 13 something, maybe 1360. That was $800 less for me. Imagine changing $800. Now don't forget that the expenses for my shop was no longer there. But I did not want to relax in terms of how much I work because I'm a workaholic. I won't lie. I've done 16 hours before non-stop. As long as the customers are coming, I don't get tired. After finishing, I might not go and sleep and don't feel like getting up. But once people are still there, sitting, waiting, I'm going to do it. So I didn't want to reduce how much I work. Every time I reduce my bill, I increase my ajo. For those that don't know ajo, esusu. Every time I reduce my bill, I increase my esusu. Every time I reduce. Because I don't want to feel like the same mistake I made when I was making good money. There was a time I spent $800 in 1 month to eat McDonald's. Because I didn't know what to do with money. That was when I told myself, if I could spend $800 in a month to buy McDonald's, I could as well go and buy a car on finance. That's a car note. That was why I bought my car. I love my car, no doubt. I love my car. I love my car. So that was, it was like a step I took, selling my house. But it wasn't a step I took towards my relocation. But at the end of the day, that was the propelling force that made me now started actively working towards it. Because one thing about investing in Nigeria is once you start, your mind can never be away from there. You will keep doing it. And thankfully to God, I sold that house. And don't forget, we had a flipping house that we also just finished and we had it on the market. We also sold that one. My partner and I and our other partner, my friend, also joined us. We shared the money. So it's like all that money just came in at the same time. And that was it. So I did my fish farm. I bought the land for the event center. I bought the 2 different land for the acres for the estates. Then I bought another one very close to the airport in Ibadan. That one we're still gonna work on. That is pending. So the major thing that people can learn from what I did was downsizing. Downsizing. It helped me a lot. Do you know what it means to leave a mortgage that both your mortgage, your bill, everything was around $3,000. Okay. I'm not going to add my car because my car is a constant thing. Was around $3,000 and now downsizing to everything around $1,700 or $1,800. That $1,200 is a lot of money to change. That's close to 2 million naira. Close to 2. I would say about 1.8 million. Oh, yeah, about 2 million naira a month. So that is just what you saved from, that's what I saved from my usual expenses. So now don't forget, if anything breaks, I'm not fixing. If anything breaks, I am not fixing. And another thing, another expenses that I dealt with was credit card. After I paid what I needed to pay, I threw all my cards away. Because credit card, I noticed that in this country, credit cards make you buy things you really cannot afford. Things that you cannot afford, credit card will make you buy it because you have a credit that doesn't feel like you're spending your money, but at the same time, you're going to pay it with your money. So throwing my credit cards away is a way of not having any more bills apart from my car, my insurance, my life insurance, my electricity and gas. That's all. I don't have any. Before then, if you know how many credit cards I had before I became house broke, I had 3 personal credit cards and I had 2 business credit cards. That's 5. And there is no way you will not touch them. There's no way. As in, there's a way that thing catches person. To just be catching you. I have it. You just be swiping. It's so sweet to swipe. So that was another step I took. I dealt with my credit cards. No more credit. Right now, my estate is taking a lot from me. Whatever I cannot afford in America, I don't buy it. In the sense that I only spend cash. I only spend cash now. If I look in my account and I know that I have like $300 bill due tomorrow, and probably I've been, I change money almost every day. So if I only have 350 in my account, it's well understandable. I'm happy. I look at the things I'm doing back home. I'm super happy. If I see 350 in my account and I have a 300 bill to pay, I'm only going to the store with the mindset of $40 is a budget. Whatever is not pressing, we are not buying. So that is a step that I took. Being conscious about my expenses in America so that I can achieve my aim in Nigeria. That's a step we took. So I think that's about it. That's about it. If you know you have good money to start up a good business in Nigeria and you don't need to sell your house. I did not plan to sell my house, like I said. Something happened. I needed to, not for relocation, but it worked out for relocation. So sometimes I like my spontaneous decision-making attitude because it has worked really great for me. At the end of the day, something will lead to something and I'll look back and be like, oh, thank God I made the decision, even though it was stupid when I made it, but now it worked out. So this is not to say that you should sell your house towards relocation, but if you think you need to, especially people that, if you know that after you rent your house, you will have nothing left. People that bought their house after 2022, you might need to sell that house. Because what I always think about is, if your tenant messes up and they don't pay that month rent, do you have the capability to change naira and to start paying your mortgage in America pending the time you resolve your eviction and then get another person into that house? If your mortgage is extremely high and changing naira to dollar will not make any sense, I would advise sell your house. Apart from the fact that you are dealing with whatever might want to cause you stress from America to Nigeria, you are also getting a bulk money to start up whatever you need to start in Nigeria. So these are things that I did. For those that have also took some steps towards relocation, I would like for you to let us know in the comment section what you did and some of the things we can learn from. For me, it was a short timing. This is May. I sold my house May 22nd. So you can, from May 27, 28 was when I started actively planning towards my relocation. So that was less than a year ago. And so far, so good. I am so happy with the things I've done. And those are the things I'm looking forward to go and meet and continue from where my good people have done it to. I hope that you've enjoyed my video. Next one is going to be something related to this. And I'll see you on my next one. Thank you. Bye.